Your earliest heroes?
Uh, Earliest heroes and present heroes are Sachin Tendulkar.
What were your mates back at school saying? Obviously, at the age of
Um,
14, like lots of kids are like looking at their GCSEs around the corner. You're turning out for Notts second team.
yeah, it was pretty surreal, to be honest. My main aim was to play professional cricket at a very early age. Cricket was a passion to me, and there was nothing really getting in the way of that.
Any advice you can give for youngsters?
I love cricket, love playing it, love talking it. And that's the advice I'd give to any youngster, really, is if you have the passion to live and breathe cricket, you won't go too far wrong.
There's a lot said in the media about this whole fitness thing, a lot said. But can you give us a little background? Was there anything said behind the scenes before it kind of got into the media?
No, it just got chucked out there, which I was pretty disappointed about.
In your opinion, what kind of makes up a side? What kind of qualities does a side have to possess to go through all that and win a county championship?
I think, look, first and foremost, you need guys that can take 20 wickets. Your bowling unit has to be able to take 20 wickets on any given surface.
2011, the Cricket World Cup was held in the subcontinent. Did it disappoint you that you didn't get called into that final squad in the end?
Yeah, absolutely. To not make it and knowing the fact that you should be there and you're not there kind of didn't sit well with me a little bit.
And the Test debut came in 2012.
Yeah, it was great. Like, to represent your country in all three formats is obviously brilliant.
So Cricket Life Stories with me, Neel Khagram. Today we're joined by Samit Patel. Samit, how's things going?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Sunday afternoon, kids' time, but yeah, all good.
Let's take it all the way back with yourself. So you're born in Leicester. Talk us through your earliest memories of the sport.
Well, yeah, I grew up watching my old man play and going around playing cricket on the sidelines when he was playing, really. So that's my early memories of cricket. And then obviously watching cricket on the TV.
Who were your earliest heroes?
Earliest heroes and present heroes are Sachin Tendulkar. I just visibly remember watching Sachin in those Sharjah games against Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Australia, full houses, and Sachin coming out and booming it. And yeah, they're the memories that I grew up on, really.
And then, what was your first club side?
So I playing quick cricket at probably the age of 7 or 6 down at a club team called Kimberley, which are about 5 minutes from my house. Go there on a Friday night and play quick cricket and have a bit of fun. And obviously that I was developing nicely, and then got fast tracked to hardball cricket pretty soon at the age of around 8.
Yeah, I was reading back some stuff, and then you made your second team debut for Notts at 14. Did you come through like the academy system? How much academy cricket did you play prior to getting to the second team at such a young age?
Barely any academy cricket, barely any age group cricket. I played at the age of 10 for the under-11s, and the age of 11 I played 12s. So I missed out 13s and 14s. I went straight to 15s from 12s, and then didn't play any more age group cricket after that for Notts.
What were your mates back at school saying? Obviously, at the age of 14, like lots of kids are like looking at their GCSEs around the corner. You're turning out for Notts second team.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal, to be honest. As I was at a private school at Worksop College, which academically I was okay, but my main aim was to play professional cricket at a very early age. Cricket was a passion to me, and there was nothing really getting in the way of that, to be honest. Even at such a young age. Yes, you have to be academically okay and stable, but my main priority was to play cricket, and if I had to miss school for cricket, I'd be pretty comfortable with that. I'm not so sure other teachers and pupils at Worksop were comfortable with that, but I was 100% comfortable. And thankfully, I got the backing from the headmaster at the time, who was academically forced, but I made it very clear I was on a cricket scholarship and wanted to play cricket rather than be at school.
And then you made your first team debut for Notts, age 16. Was it a touring West Indies side that you played against?
Yeah, it was a touring West Indies A side, which had
How
the
was that
likes of,
again as a moment in your life as
yeah.
such?
Well, going from schoolboy cricket on a Saturday afternoon to going to face pretty intimidating fast bowlers of Rion King, Marlon Black, Tino Best, Jermaine Lawson. They didn't play a spinner, hence West Indies. Darren Sammy was their sixth bowler. Darren Powell was playing. So look, they had a very good team, and yeah, it was a little bit intimidating at 16 years old facing pace like that.
As a youngster, how did it work? Did you get like a professional contract at that age? Talk us through it.
I was getting a professional contract while I was still at school, so yeah, that was pretty good. And then after school term finished in June, I'd go straight into to join up with the squad. The school and the club and Notts were great, because if I was picked for a first team game, I'd go and play, even during that period. So that I was very lucky with, and got the opportunity to do. I've been on England under 19s and 17s tours while I was still at school, and the school were pretty cool with that. So I'd miss like 6 weeks of a school term to go and tour with England. So yeah, I've been pretty lucky that way.
Yeah, you mentioned you played 15s, 17s, and also 19s England age group cricket. Who else was in amongst your age group? Who did you come through with?
So my age group was like, we had a really, really good group. So me, Cookie, Liam Plunkett, Luke Wright, Ravi Rapara, Tim Bresnan were the names around. James Hildreth. We were pretty good, solid unit. Never managed to win an under-19 World Cup, but lost in the semi in the 19s and the 15s. So yeah, it was pretty good, to be honest.
Very, very talented. So would it be fair to say your main breakthrough year at Notts was that 2007 period? I was reading about some stats. It's like 800 and just under 900 runs, 887 runs in the championship. You topped the county bowling averages for the club as well that year. What clicked for you that season?
Not so sure, really. It was just the consistency of games that I had playing wise, and obviously the more confidence you get by playing and playing well, and in a successful team that with good people around you that have played the game and know how to do it, and then you would just watch and learn, really. So I watched a lot of cricket going into the squad, and obviously knowing the boys, played a lot of second team cricket at a very young age helped me a lot. And the likes of Reed, Hussey, Fleming, Voges, the guys that you need to learn off, McGill, Blewett. There's some names there where you can really do some damage. So, yeah, just picking their brains, batting-wise especially.
Did you see yourself more as predominantly a batsman that bowled? And when it comes to your training, how did you compartmentalize both elements? And any advice you can give for youngsters in a similar position?
Passion for the game. Wanted to be involved every single time, every single ball, in any given moment, really. The passion for cricket for me still is the same as when I was young. So I love cricket, love playing it, love talking it. And that's the advice I'd give to any youngster, really, is if you have the passion to live and breathe cricket, you won't go too far wrong.
And your ODI debut followed the following year, 2008, against Scotland. How was that again as a moment?
Yeah, as again before, playing and representing your country for the first time, a little bit nervous, but I got a phone call from the selectors saying you've been picked against South Africa for the Lions and also the main squad, which kind of helped me out a little bit. So I got to see the South African boys in the A team. Then playing for the national team was even better. So it gave me a bit of an insight of facing Morkel, Stain, and Tini, Callis, Andre Nel. So that kind of helped me a lot. And then we had two games, one at Leicester, one at Derby. The one at Leicester didn't go that well, but the one at Derby, me and Morgie knocked off 258, and I was 80 not out. So yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good day.
The game more suited to the shorter form, or was that just where
No.
opportunity came for yourself in the national side at that time?
Yeah, I just think I was performing more consistently in the white ball format than the red ball then. So yeah, I think that opportunity came. There were gaps in that squad where you could fit in. So yeah, I was thankful that I got that opportunity to play.
In the following year, there was a lot said in the media about this whole fitness thing, a lot said. But can you give us a little background? Was there anything said behind the scenes before it kind of got into the media?
No, it just got chucked out there, which I was pretty disappointed about. In my opinion, handled poorly by the ECB. Not entirely their fault, but yeah, if you put it now, things will be handled way differently by the ECB and captains and coaches. So maybe a little bit of a scapegoat first up. But yeah, as I said, you live and you learn from this kind of stuff.
There were no conversations with the captain or coach back then?
No. Basically, it was just right. We went through a period where we were losing, and Straussy came in and wanted different standards with Flower, and it was that crossover period where people need to make some kind of statements and stamp their authority in different roles, and yeah, I kind of copped it for that.
Yeah, then the following year, I know you went on this. You signed a new contract with Notts. You also went on this. Was it the Darren Lehman Cricket Academy? How did that help you in your overall game? And do you encourage youngsters to perhaps go abroad? Learn your skill set in different conditions as well. How was that? How did that assist your game moving forward? 2010.
Absolutely. I would encourage anyone to go to Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, just to get away, bit of independence, fight for yourself, learn about your game, and have some fun. I think that it's very important to give your game the exposure that it needs to develop, and I think that helped me a lot. It was only for a short period of 6 weeks out in Adelaide with Luke Fletcher and Jake Ball, which was good. So we had some great times out there. It was great fun. I played some good cricket and I trained hard during the week. So yeah, it was pretty good.
And that year, 2010, Notts also win the championship. Again, a proud moment for yourself?
Yeah, we won it in 2-5. I didn't have the most major role during that season. I played about 3 games during the year. We won it, but when you win it and you don't have a player that much of a part in it, kind of doesn't feel the same. But to then won it in 2-10 was brilliant. And the way we won it, we played some really good games at the start of the year. Then we didn't go that well in the middle. We didn't finish that great, but then we managed to play well the last couple of games, and then we got over the line up at Old Trafford.
What do you think is the secret formula in terms of winning, a team going through and winning the county championship? Obviously, the fixtures are quite skewed as well. Obviously, the time of recording this chat, the season's around the corner, and we're just going into April. And then you've obviously got short form cricket, and then the back end. So again, and then with players coming in and out, with international players coming in and out. In your opinion, what kind of makes up a side? What kind of qualities does a side have to possess to go through all that and win a county championship?
I think, look, first and foremost, you need guys that can take 20 wickets. Your bowling unit has to be able to take 20 wickets on any given surface. And I think that we look that year, we were very, very seam dominated. And any team that turned up to Trent Bridge knew exactly what they were going to get. A green nipper. We had the bowlers. You just have to look at the attack. And Adams, Sidebottom, Shrek, Franks, Pattinson. Can't really go wrong really in a 4-day in 2010 really in a 4-day game with me and Swanee to bowl the spin, and we didn't see much of Swanee in 210, so I did most of the spin bowling work. So it was really really good. Our unit was tight. We just knew how to get 20 wickets, and our batsmen cashed in probably away from home in 210 rather than at home. But yeah, we had some match winning knocks in that 2010 period that got us the runs in crucial stages.
And the following year, 2011, the Cricket World Cup was held in the subcontinent. Did it disappoint you that you didn't get called into that final squad in the end?
Yeah, absolutely. To not make it and knowing the fact that you should be there and you're not there kind of didn't sit well with me a little bit. But as I said before, you live and you learn, and it's both parties' fault. But as I said, now these days, things will be handled way differently.
So in that, when I'm talking about this 2011 period again, was that still based around this fitness issue, the line that the selectors were saying? Was that the basis?
Yeah, kind of. It's very stereotypical. Yeah, it was the same. They didn't think I was fit enough, and that's why they weren't going to select me. And I was pretty close with Andrew Flowers, to be honest. And me and Andy get on really, really well. And I think I get on better with him now than then, actually. So I think he knows me a lot better now than he did. And I'm sure he'll probably, if you ask him the same questions, he probably would have handled it a lot differently. But things that you don't learn till after you've made the mistakes. So, yeah.
But yeah, after that tournament, you were back in the fold, back in that one-day side again, and you got a run in the side. It must have given you confidence that you were now getting picked based on form.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty stubborn, and I'd like to think that I've done it my way. And I'd always believe that cricket skills will always outweigh anything else. So if they weren't picking me, there would be a reason why, clearly, and then I'd make them pick me. Surely about whatever I do about cricket, I'll make them pick me, and I was very shrewd in the way I went about my business.
Again, for a youngster perhaps going through a similar situation, would it be fair to say that you would advise that mental toughness and consistent belief in your own skills?
Absolutely, yeah. That's one thing I do believe in is in my own ability, and I don't think that should be compromised anywhere. And as a youngster, definitely should be. It's kind of in you or it's not, that kind of thing. And it was definitely in me to prove a bit of a point and prove people wrong, to be honest. So it was good that I got back in 2011, 2012, 2013 probably. I carried on playing and then didn't get picked. Didn't get picked for that test. Luckily I got on a trip to the UAE. So yeah, obviously going back to the 211, I got back in, played really well, and then probably didn't get a chance with a bat enough, in my opinion. I think that I would probably be a better batter than number 7, and I was batting out of position, to be honest.
Yeah, that's literally one thing I was going to actually bring up. How hard was it for yourself batting out of position at number 7, as you mentioned? It's a lot different.
It's a tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough. Yeah, it's a tough position because it's either you're playing well and the team's going nicely and you're going in for 5 overs, or we've lost 5 wickets for nothing and we have to rebuild. And that, thankfully, I have the skill set to do both, to finish and to set up a game. And I pride myself on setting up a game and a chase. So I think if you look back at my numbers, I think my numbers at number 7 are pretty good in one-day cricket. So yeah, I was very happy, and I think we went on tour to India, and Flower told me that I'll probably be batting up the order in the one-dayers after Christmas. And Gilo was in charge, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. I think we still didn't have a finisher, so I couldn't go up the order as much as I wanted to. But yeah, I was pretty happy at the end.
And the Test debut came in 2012. How was that again as a moment?
Well, we would play the Pakistan in UAE, and we'd won the series, and I did okay. And then I didn't know that they picked me until I landed back home, and my phone was going crazy saying congrats, congrats, congrats. So no one had told me back in the UAE that I'd got selected. And then yeah, it was. I didn't know how to take it, to be honest. I was just, I thought I was going there not playing. Like, there's no way I was going to play. I thought Monty and Swanee would play, and I'd just be learning my trading Test cricket and waiting for my chance if I got one, maybe the following year. I have no idea. So the fact that I did play straight away, I was surprised because the team got read out in a team meeting the day before, and my head was firmly down. I wasn't expecting to play, and I wasn't really concentrated, to be honest. And then suddenly they said, "Oh, Samit at 7." I was like, "Oh, I'm playing," and yeah, it was great. Like, to represent the country in all three formats is obviously brilliant, and obviously a good achievement. Yeah, and I wanted to give it a good crack. The only regret in Test cricket I would have had is not to play in front of my home crowd in England, not have a home Test match. Growing up playing all 4-day cricket in England, I got pigeonholed, I think, a little bit too early as just a subcontinent kind of cricketer.
I was going to say, all 6 Test matches that you did play were away from home.
Yeah.
Again, that second, third spinner role, you know, again, you mentioned you disappointed that you didn't get that opportunity to play in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. The second, third spinner role, tough tours to go on, really. Sri Lanka, India, and the UAE all got players a spin. It was one of those, especially the first 2 where I was playing. India, kind of fought my way into that India Test team. In that series against India, I was again not expecting to play, and then we played 2 spinners in the first Test at Medabad. With me and Swanee, we lost, and then to beat India in India was one of my best moments in international cricket. Is beating India away from home in Test cricket was no mean feat. The likes of Sehwag, Sachin, Yuvraj, Pujara, Dhoni, Ashwin, the names that are in there, they're on home soil. You'd think India were unbeatable. So that was one brilliant aspect of international cricket at that time, where we went away and won 2-1.
We're going to come on to your great domestic successes with Notts post 2013. But as we touched on earlier, your last one-day outing in both T20 and one-day 50-over format for England was 2013. Again, what conversations were you having with the selectors during that period? Did you feel that you deserved the further run in the side? Did you expect that would be the end of your international outings for England?
No, I've had no conversations after 2013-14, really, in terms of one-day cricket at all. I don't know what's happened. Face doesn't fit, fizzled out. You call it what you want. But yeah, no, not really heard from anyone, to be honest. Post my last one day, I can't remember what it was, but no, nothing.
Yeah, then I was saying the success that you had with Notts 2013 Pro 40, got 3 for in the final, man of the match performance. A standout moment in your career?
Yeah, we'd never. It was the first time I'd been to Lords in a final, and to win it was great. And obviously, contribution in a final is obviously great. And being like, I pride myself on my game and pride myself on being man of the match. That kind of drives me forward a lot. And yeah, to win a game for your county at Lords was huge. We'd not been there for like 23, 24 years. And to win it first time we went there was brilliant. So good.
You had the 2015 Test match against Pakistan, and back home domestically, further success in the Royal London One Day Cup and the Blast 2017. You made some great contributions in both. Again, how do those trophies rank in amongst your successes with Notts?
Oh yeah, they're right up there. 2017, but everyone will call it that glory year. Of winning 2 trophies, 2 white ball trophies, doing the white ball double. Yeah, as I said, look, contributions to a winning team in a winning side in a winning trophy season. So obviously, very proud moments. Again, getting man of the match in in the quarter and getting man of the match in the final at Edgbaston on finals day is a big stage. And I kind of, as I said, pride myself on playing in big games and important roles, in match winning roles. To be honest.
Yeah, the season that just went again, blast success 2020. I want to touch on also franchise cricket. You've played around the world, PSL, the Big Bash, Bangladesh Premier League. Talk us through franchise cricket. How do you enjoy the razzmatazz that goes around it? There's a lot also said about the 100 coming up, which you're going to be involved in. People have got their opinions on it, but do you think it's going to benefit the game in this country, in your opinion?
Absolutely, yeah. Any new franchise, any new format will absolutely benefit the sport of cricket. To be honest, never lose the sight of that. And I think that obviously we'll have the best players on show. In England, playing, it's going to be a great summer for cricket. Obviously, again, new format, 100 ball. Most of the England boys playing. It's going to be good fun.
And what are your short-term, long-term goals for the years ahead?
Short-term goals, obviously, just carry on playing franchise cricket around the world. Hopefully, lifting more trophies with Notts. They're my goals, really. I think that just to keep playing and keep enjoying my cricket as much as possible.
Perfect, Samit. Thank you very much for your time today. Really appreciate
No,
it. And all the best for the season ahead.
thank you very much.
So Neel Khagram, Cricket Last Stories, Samit Patel. Thank you.